You're 5 years old, playing in the woods near your house. Suddenly you see a strange round object. Before you know it, you're paralyzed and taken aboard a craft by beings you can't describe. Now, what if I told you this happened not once, but repeatedly throughout your life? Welcome to the story of Jesse Long, the man who claims aliens not only abducted him, but also used him for experiments that'll blow your mind. Jesse Long's story begins in 1957 in rural Tennessee. He was only 5 years old when he and his brother were exploring the woods near their home. According to Jesse, they stumbled upon a large round craft blocking their path. At first, it seemed like just another strange object in the forest, until a figure appeared. Jesse described the being as tall, with large eyes and pale skin. Sound familiar? Classic gray alien vibes. Jesse says he was suddenly paralyzed, unable to move or cry out for help. The next thing he remembers is being taken aboard the craft. He recalls bright lights, sterile metal surfaces, and beings examining him like he was some kind of science project. Alright, let's stop here for a second. If this was a one-time thing, maybe you could chalk it up to a vivid imagination or even a nightmare. But this wasn't the last time Jesse Long saw those beings. Far from it. Over the next several decades, Jesse claims to have been abducted multiple times. And these weren't your standard beam me up sci-fi abductions either. According to him, each encounter became more invasive, more disturbing, and more real. One of the most chilling aspects of his story is the alleged implantation of a small object in his leg. Jesse says he was just a child when the beings inserted it. For years he didn't think much of it until the pain became unbearable. Fast forward to adulthood, when he finally had the object surgically removed, doctors were baffled. The implant was made of a material they couldn't identify, something not naturally found on Earth. Okay, so let's talk about this implant. Skeptics will say it's just a random piece of metal or debris that got lodged in his leg, but Jesse insists it's proof. Proof that these beings are studying us, tracking us, and maybe even controlling us. The implant was just the beginning. Jesse's story takes a darker turn when he claims that beings forced him to participate in reproductive experiments. According to Jesse, the aliens used his genetic material to create hybrid children, part human and part alien. And here's the kicker. During one abduction, Jesse says he was shown a room full of children. He describes them as almost human, but with distinct alien features, like larger heads and almond-shaped eyes. The beings told him these were his offspring. Jesse claims that during one of his abductions, the beings showed him visions of the future. According to him, these weren't vague world-ending scenarios, they were specific events involving catastrophic natural disasters, the collapse of governments, and humanity's reliance on advanced alien technology to survive. Now, this raises an interesting question. If these beings are real and they've been monitoring Jesse, and maybe others, why would they care about our future? Are they trying to warn us, or is it just a part of their experiment? Critics argue that his experiences could be explained by sleep paralysis, false memories, or even a vivid imagination. The implant? Some people say it's just a piece of industrial debris, and the hybrid children? Well, there's no physical evidence to back up that claim. Here's the thing. Jesse isn't alone. His story shares eerie similarities with other abduction cases, like Betty and Barney Hill or Travis Walton. These reoccurring themes, medical experiments, hybridization, and visions of future, make you wonder, are these just coincidences or is something much bigger happening? Okay, so either this dude is telling the truth or he's really good at piecing together sci-fi plots. But let's be real, if you're going to make this stuff up, why go so far into detail? Especially about things like surgical implants and hybrid kids. It's either genius storytelling or something we can't explain. Jesse's story might not have the same level of fame as the other ones, but it taps into a larger cultural phenomenon. Alien abduction stories often share common threads: the bright lights, the paralysis, and the beings with large eyes. Some researchers suggest that these experiences could be linked to deep-seated fears of losing control or being experimented on, fears that are hardwired into our psyche. But then there's the other side of the coin. What if these stories aren't psychological? What if they're real? Jesse's story, with its physical evidence and consistent details, adds weight to the argument that alien abductions are more than just dreams or delusions. Let's step back and ask the big question. If Jesse's story is true, who or what are these beings? Some believe they're extraterrestrials from another planet. Others suggest that they might be interdimensional entities able to move between our reality and theirs. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and stay weird.